of the miners' strike, mass unemployment, the Sex Pistols and the Clash. Anyway, you'll no doubt be relieved to hear that we're going to sidestep that debate entirely and concentrate on football. As far as football is concerned, the 70s was the first fully televised decade, and we've got access to the archives.
John Toshak delighted with the news that he's free to play for Wales in Yugoslavia next Saturday. The Football League decision to put the Wolves-Liverpool match back to May the 4th means that Toshak, provided as he says he steers clear of injury, can pursue his double target. That's the European Championship and the League Championship. And talking of internationals, 5 players in this Liverpool team were named this week by Don Revie in his England squad of 30. Liverpool are unchanged. That's the team that came through against Barcelona on Wednesday. Stoke's season has rather fallen away since their cup defeat at Sunderland. The Alan Hudson injury has not helped, and Stoke's shortage of goals means a recall today for Ian Moores. Dennis Smith is injured, so in at number 5 comes Alan Dodd, who was also named by Don Revie, along with goalkeeper Peter Shilton, whose appearances here at Anfield are always appreciated. Peter Shilton getting a big reception from the Kop, and not surprisingly so, because they're looking forward to the comparison between him and Ray Clements in the other goal, the current occupant of the England jersey. A still, dry day, not much wind, the pitch taking a stud, and Stoke in the white playing from right to left. Jeff Salmons, Ian Moores, it was Tommy Smith who went in, and now Case. Liverpool well aware of what they've got to do. They've got to win their 3 remaining games and hope that Queen's Park Rangers somewhere along the way make a mistake. That was Kennedy. Now it's Keegan. Just went to the left. Tackle was by Marsh, but it's a goal kick. In fact, referee Toseland has been called across by one of his linesmen. Maybe shouting from the bench, I think, there, which was picked up by the linesman. Word of warning from the referee. Salmons. Pitch just cutting up slightly in places. It was played on, of course, on Wednesday, and there has been some rain in the week. Good challenge by Neil. Toshak. That's a good ball too, out to Highway. Tackle by Marsh. Highway again. Keegan busy on the near post with Blore behind him. What a good cross that was, and Dodd taking it away from Shilton, and Stoke in a little bit of a mess. But it was a mess caused entirely by Keegan. A beautiful little cross when he looked to have been well marked. Terry Conroy, in fact, had gone back to help, and he's got a really nasty gash on the eye. Had time for a smile to the fans behind the goal, but it looks a rather nasty cut, that, for Conroy. And trainer Mike Allen is taking him away for attention to the touchline. Here's Smith. Thompson. Highway. Kennedy is over on the far post supporting Toshak here. Smith tries one. In fact, I think Terry Conroy may be on the point of returning. He's come back onto the touchline. Just see him there slipping on. There's Conroy. That's a lovely ball, and Greenock is onside with a chance. Nice move by Stoke. Keegan. Toshak waiting in the centre, being joined by Case. Neil is forward too. Here's Keegan still. Blocked by Mahoney, Toshak, and away by Dodd. Callaghan trying to shake Greenock off. And in trying to do so, gives it straight to Moores. Stoke have got 3 players coming up to the left, and one of them is Conroy, number 9. Pajic is just inside. He's beaten Smith. Here's Pajic on the left. What a fine save by Ray Clements. A well-built move by Stoke. Conroy going round Tommy Smith on the outside. Pulled it back to Pajic. It was well struck, but Clements' reactions just as good. Poor ball from Neil, intercepted by Robertson. Now it's with Greenoff. 3 in the middle for him. Salmons, Conroy! Oh, what a good goal! And the man who was off the field having his eyes stitched a few minutes ago gives Stoke the lead. And who can say they don't deserve it? They've made the chances. First time, right foot, low in the corner. A very well taken goal. The first goal that Liverpool have conceded for 7 matches in the league. And it came after half an hour. And that will do Liverpool's goal average no good at all. Never mind make it hard for them to win the game. Toshak is far post though. Keegan and Shilton did marvellously well. Callaghan. Shilton so quick there to see Keegan coming in. And all of a sudden the match has come to the boil. Again, the cross long and taunting for Shilton. This is Liverpool's 7th corner of the half. And the Kop determined to get that goal back. Away by Salmons. Oh, Dodd missed it, Keegan, and Bloor was in well. Emlyn Hughes dispossessed, which is unusual. Here's Greenoff, the man that laid on the goal for Stoke. Lovely ball. Highway. Things not going right for Liverpool. Greenoff. Here's Moores. Robertson at the far post. Good support in the middle for Stoke. There he is. And this developing now into quite one of the most worrying first halves that Liverpool have experienced at Anfield this season. Because Stoke are not only a goal ahead, they've made a lot of the running and all of the chances. Long kick by Clements. It was blocked by Callaghan. Here's Keegan. And a penalty, is it? Yes! Given against Marsh. Referee in no doubt. Keegan getting a foot to it. Looked to be knocked off the ball, perhaps a little moment after it had gone away. But the referee decides it was with intent, it was a foul. And so Liverpool have a chance to pull it back. Peter Shilton against Phil Neal. Neal, who scored from a few this year, but who missed one against Everton. That's tucked away very, very nicely. And Liverpool supporters celebrate an equaliser which came almost out of nothing. And dare I say it, rather against the run of play. Stoke looked to be good for their lead, but Keegan knocked over by Marsh, and Neal giving Shilton no chance, right down in that bottom corner. 1 each after 38 minutes. Conroy. Still see the cut there on Terry Conroy's face, although he's had 3 stitches in that eye. Toshak. Hughes. Highway. Offside. Phil Neal. An interesting story about that linesman, actually, in that John Smith is in fact officiating this afternoon at his last Football League match. He's reached the age of 43, at which linesmen on the league list have to retire. Came off Hughes to Robertson. Turning nicely. Good move. Greenoff, superb! Oh, what a goal it would have been. And what a player we're looking at here. Had a fine season, Jimmy Greenoff. And his craft and his skill is always a joy to watch. Robertson did well first of all, but how well Greenoff turned into space. He fired his shot just the wrong side of the far post. Just a couple of minutes left in the first half. Liverpool relieved to be level. Toshak to Keegan, that was fine play. Highway now. 3 in the middle for him if he can pull it back. Toshak! 2-1! Big John Toshak scores his 22nd goal of the season. Laid on by Steve Highway, who got round the back. Crossed, and Toshak, whose shot may have got a slight deflection off Mickey Pajic, but either way it went past Shilton. And Liverpool, from being a goal behind on the half hour, now find themselves a goal in front just before half-time. Mahoney for Stoke. Salmons. And the Cop, whose championship dreams just a few minutes ago seemed to be subsiding, are now back in full throttle again. And Liverpool come off to cheers, but it all came right for them in that 5-minute spell in which they levelled the early goal by Conroy through Neal's penalty, and then went ahead 2 minutes before half-time through Toshak. But up to that point, Stoke had made most of the chances. Liverpool to start the second half of what's their 55th competitive match of the season. No side possibly more resilient and able to get through a marathon season than Liverpool, although Don Revie will be hoping the 5 players who will be joining him will still be fresh. One of them is Keegan, of course, who gets bowled over. So Smith with the free kick. Here's Callaghan. Offside, that was Kennedy. Here's Dodd. Robertson is wide on the right wing. Handball by Neal. This is Case. Keegan doing terribly well. Finally going over, but nothing is given. Here's Pajic, and he was clearly obstructed. That will annoy the crowd, if only because they thought there should have been an earlier free kick given in Liverpool's favour, but there was no doubt at all about the foul when it came from Phil Thompson. Stood right in front of Pajic. So an indirect free kick. Here's Salmons. Pajic. Ricochets off Case for a corner. Stoke in the white, attacking the Cop end in this second half. Clement's coming well, but here's Pajic. Completely missed his kick. And that puts Case away. Keegan. Liverpool spreading out now. That's a fine ball for Kennedy. And what a fine goal! Made possible by Kevin Keegan. Keegan in the middle of the field, having the vision to see Kennedy, who made a lovely run through the middle. And Kennedy having the coolness to finish it beautifully as Shilton came out. 51 minutes gone, Liverpool 3, Stoke 1. So a match that looked after half an hour to be slipping away from Liverpool is now totally in their grasp. Foot up, Keegan penalised. Clement's coming, but needing the help of Tommy Smith. Marsh trying his luck. Keegan conducting things now from the middle of the field. Hughes. Neil. Offside. Kennedy was just caught there, but it does seem that Liverpool have changed their tactics slightly in the second half, in that Ray Kennedy is getting forward a lot more, and Kevin Keegan is doing an awful lot of work in the middle of the field. There's Pajic. It's a good-looking ball. Greenough getting up. Moores! Stoke snatch one back. Liverpool's defence looking at one another, but it was a good long ball. Phil Thompson slightly misjudging it. Greenough knocking it on, and Moores, coming back into the side today, got the finishing touch for his 12th goal of the season. So, 59 minutes, and we're 3-2. And a goal, one has to say again, that won't help Liverpool's goals against column. Conroy. Hughes. Toshak was able to turn, but got the shot all wrong. Really pulled that one across the target, John Toshak. Here's Moores. There's Greenough. Stoke still building nicely. That's for Jeff Salmons. There's Conroy. And Terry Conroy allowed the time to collect and turn and shoot. David Fairclough waiting to come on, number 12. And Jimmy Case is the man coming off. Fairclough's got 17 minutes in which to have the sort of impact he's had in 2 of the last 3 home games when he's come on and scored. Hence the cop chant of super sub, which is being rather overworked at the moment up and down the country. Came off Dodd to Keegan. Marsh just doing enough. Hughes. 2 to his right. Keegan. Hughes again. It's a great move, this. Oh, yes. Emlyn Hughes. And surely no Liverpool player deserves it more. Just look at how delighted he is at the end of a week when he was so disappointed about being left out the England squad. Emlyn Hughes makes it 4-2. He played the 1-2 with Keegan. He got the return. And with the right foot, he somehow found a gap between Shilton and the post. And that goal may well prove conclusive. 73 minutes gone, and the championship hopes booming down again from the Kop. Conroy, Salmons, and still Stoke come back. Well taken. That's the first time Liverpool have scored 4 in a home league match this season. But they know that they've got to go on looking for goals to help that goal average, especially as they've had 2 against them today. That's for Moores, who's away from Phil Thompson with Greenough in the middle and Robertson coming in from the far post, forcing Neil to give away the corner. Phil Neal claps his hands and says it's not over yet. And Ray Clements knows they can't afford to concede a third goal. Moore's got up, well held by Clements. That stuck well. Callaghan. Liverpool with a man over on this side, and it's Kennedy, number 5. Turned through to him by Keegan. Fairclough on the far post, waiting. There he is! David Fairclough completes a unique hat-trick. 3 times he's come on as substitute in home games, and 3 times he's scored. But Kevin Keegan, the man that really laid it on in the first place, is injured on this near side of the field and is receiving treatment from the Liverpool trainer. Keegan was hurt the minute he released the ball to Kennedy. Kennedy went on, took it down to the line, picked out Fairclough on the far post, and Fairclough made it 5. But one hopes Liverpool haven't got a price to pay for that goal with the Keegan injury. Liverpool have to play with 10 men because they've already used the substitute who has just scored their 5th goal. So Liverpool's highest score of the season in the league, 5 goals. Marsh. Ray Kennedy really enjoying himself. Toshak. Good ball, Callaghan. Well, you wouldn't have believed this at one point in the first half. Keegan signals on the touchline, but he wants to return. And listen to the reception. Got a bang in the stomach, I think. Away by Toshak. Tajic finds Greenough. Oh, lovely ball to Moores. Blore! That's in! And it's a goal against that Liverpool could really have done without. Clements waves in despair, but well struck by Blore. Initially, though, a fine ball again from Greenough to Moores. Knocked back into the path of Blore, and that was hammered just as accurately as the first one from Conroy. So Alan Blore, who's scored some useful goals for Stoke this season, in fact that's his 4th, brings it back in the last minute to 5-3. The Kop are chanting Norwich because somebody up there has told them the score from Carrow Road, and they're only too happy about the score here at Anfield. Here's Toshak. And there it is. The cheers go up from a crowd of 44,000 who believe in this thrilling game. Liverpool have had another say in what happens in the Championship. It was flat beer for Liverpool for the first half hour, but then when Conroy put Stoke ahead, the champagne stuff started. Goals before half-time by Neil and Toshak. Goals in the second half by Kennedy, Hughes and the substitute Fairclough. One right at the end by Blore for Stoke, who were always inspired by Greenough. But at the end, it's Liverpool who are the winners by 5-3. And the significance of that result, well, we shall have to wait and see what happens in the next few days. Those fans for the moment are absolutely delighted.